Jay here for Stretford, Paddock, and this is a chat with the 1958. We've got Steve back on the channel. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
How are you?
Been a while, yeah.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
I think last time we spoke was outside Old Trafford when we were still sort of ambitious for the season, but we won't get into that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And also, for the first time on the channel, is Chris from the 58 as well. Hi, Chris. You okay?
Hey, James. Good, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the channel, lads. We wanted to have a chat because obviously, you know, you guys have been working hard on the FC 58 to find out a little bit about that, what exactly it is, how people can get involved. I'll start with you, Steve. Tell us a little bit about FC 58 because we were speaking about it last time we spoke about the plans that you had in place, and now it's sort of moving forward. What can you tell us about it?
It's for ourselves. It was something really that we never set out to start, but we've found an appetite from the fan base that they want a voice, they want representing, and it would seem that you know, there isn't someone out there that they can go to and speak to. So the FC Fan Coalition 58 was born from that, really. We launched it, was it last week?
Last Thursday.
Yeah, we launched it last week. It's gone down really, really well. You know, there's been a lot of positivity behind it, which wasn't necessarily always the case with the the protesting type stuff we did. The mixed feelings with that, but this has been taken on really well from fans all over, so we're quite pleased so far. A lot of work gone into it, you know, in the background, but it's going good.
You mentioned there, Steve, about the protesting side of things. A lot of people know about the 1958 from the protest movement, physical protests at the ground and also online. This is a little bit different, as Steve was talking about there. Just what can you tell us about the sort of the difference from what you're doing now compared to what was happening with the 58 in the past?
I think there was two reasons, and just to add to what Steve said, you know, FC 58 has come from 3 years of frustration and certain situations we've been in while we've been trying to protest and get support from certain areas, and this fan base is really divided.
Yeah.
It's so divided. We all know that. As match goes, we all know that. And there doesn't seem to be very much going on to try and change that. So obviously we had a protest down, which is in 1958, and we then decided that we thought we need to give this a go. We need, you know, our fan base has one real fan group that represents it. It's a little bit embarrassing, really, for a fan base of our size that we've got one entity to go to.
Yeah.
And we feel we can do things a little bit differently. So we want to do it completely independent. Yeah. We'll always be independent, and we're gonna try something. You know, we're gonna build this, and we're gonna try and be a little bit different, and offer an alternative. I'm not going to go into too much details about that yet, because it's been absolutely off the scale. You know, some of the responses that we've had. But yeah, we're doing it because we'd probably kick ourselves if we didn't, with the experiences that we have. And one day we'll bring it all out, we'll speak about it, yeah. One day, maybe on here, we might speak about it on here. But we think it's the right thing to do because there is a large element of the fan base that don't feel like they get their voice heard, and that, you know, they're frustrated, and, you know, how do we give those people a voice? So we're giving it a go, and we're going to try something a little bit different. Obviously,
you mentioned there about a voice, and whenever I think of that, I think of, you know, if I'm going to have a voice and be heard, I will be heard eventually by the club as well as other fans. I want the club to listen to what I've got to say. That must be challenging to try and sort of get that going and get that dialogue with the club as well, because that is a big part of, obviously, you know, what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, well, we overcame the first hurdle. We've actually sat down with the club. We've spoken to Colette Roche and Rick McGarr. That was a meeting that was set up by Barada himself at his request. And again, just echoing what Chris said, we went to them with these concerns that we don't feel that a fan base of our size is being listened to and represented properly. So they listened to what we had to say. If I had something, it was quite a positive meeting, I'd say.
Yeah.
From that then, you know, I think the proof will be in the pudding is if they listen to what we our next step, and you know, it's all right, sort of ticking a box and right, we spoke to them, let's move on. But we are evolving, and we've got a recruitment process in place that we're quite adamant that the way we go about that, which is certainly not been done before within any groups within our fan base, and so far I think we've had about 60 applicants.
Yeah.
So there's a drop-down box on the website, join us, various different roles in there, anything from the women's team to youth match, it covers every spectrum of being a Manchester United fan, not just a match-going fan. And with these applicants, I think the plan is that we will dwindle that down to 3 that we think best fit each role. But then from there, that will roll out and it will be voted for by our members. So we won't decide who takes them positions. It'll be voted for by our own fan base, which, and that is the transparency that we want to offer people. If you want to get on board, have a conversation with us, even if it's just ideas. I believe there's an ideas section on there where you can stop tweeting me directly now, which be quite beneficial.
You mentioned that. I've spoken to you in the past about that, about people putting forward ideas, and you guys have always been sort of keen to emphasise that anyone can get involved. It doesn't matter whether you're a season ticket, or it doesn't matter whether you're from Wythenshawe, whether you're from wherever. You have that voice and you're able to get involved. And how important is that people realise that as well and do get involved? Because one of the things that sort of I always say to any fan I interact with who's got a complaint, got a gripe, isn't happy about something, is do something about it, voice that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Don't just tell me or tweet it. Then try and do something about it. And this is an opportunity.
Yeah, we've always been receptive of fans' concerns and ideas. Always been receptive of that. And as you know, we're a group of lads that do everything off our own back. We don't ask for any money. It's all done by ourselves. So there's no budget. There's none of that there. So it was great when we were in 1958. We had people always coming on to us, we do this, hate this, we hate them, we'd love these, this shirt, that shirt, all that. That's great. But when it comes to concerns with regards to ticketing, access, all those kind of things that we're getting, we don't have the resource to do that. Do you know what I mean? We don't have the people or the expertise or the resource to do that. So what can we create to have that? So, and that's why we've got these applications going out. That's why we want people to come in. We feel that we've been quite good at protesting, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be very good at representing the season ticket holder. Do you know what I mean? So what we're trying to do is ask the fan base to come to us. There's some really, really intelligent, bright, passionate people out there that can really, really, add to this, that really have some real key input into this. We want better people than us in it. We want better people to come to us. We want people to come and join us so that we can look at all these situations and then be able to put that into our strategy that we have. That we're not going to share yet, but we have a strategy to how we think fan engagement should develop. But we need the team around us first, and this is our first day, so we need people to get on the website. You go onto the website, is 1958.org.
There's a link as well. There's a link in the description, so anyone who wants to go and visit the website, where you guys have been very transparent. You've got your charter on there. You've got sort of information how people can get involved. It's all in there. So go and have a look on that link. Click on that link and get involved. So just please, if you feel like you want to make a difference, just apply. Yeah, definitely. That's fine. The people that should have the biggest voice about this club is the fans. And we have an issue with the current structure and the current fan engagement process. We think it's fundamentally flawed, and we think it can be done differently. And if we hopefully achieve what we want to achieve with the input from the fan base, then we feel that there'll be a more transparent and elevated fan engagement process. That's what we believe. You mentioned there as well, Steve, about Omar Barada, obviously new to the club. There's this massive change here with Ineos coming in. It feels like this could be a moment, this could be an opportune moment for something to happen, because I don't know whether it will or not, but like with this, the new sort of, with Ineos and this new structure coming in, you guys doing this as well, this could be a sort of a time where that dialogue does continue.
Yeah, I think where the issue lies, and has done for a long time, is transparency and trust. And let's be totally honest, we've had enough shit over the last 20 years from the Glazers to struggle, and that's, you know, that is always going to be an uphill battle for Ineos and the team. And they, you know, they're not silly people. They will know that. And you know, they, in fairness, the conversation we had with Colette and Rick, they understood that there should be more transparent dialogue, and there just isn't from the club. You know, it's like all this cost cutting that's going on currently. Yet we kind of all understand that the mess it's been left in. We may not understand quite how bad it is, or you know, we don't expect to understand that. But I think it's what is important is, look, we're doing this because we want to get to here.
Yeah. And
so far we've had nothing. We haven't had or heard anything. And you know, as a fan base, it's, you know, 2 + 2 = orange. Is if you don't give us information, what we'll do is make it up, and everybody will believe that. You know, the power of social media will transform rumours into the truth, and that's damaging for the club. So you know, the transparency for fans to understand and be reassured about whatever it may be, but then it also puts the club in a good light. So really, it should be a win-win for everybody. And you know, why it's never happened before is beyond us, but that's, you know, that's where we want to change things.
You mentioned there earlier, Chris, about the response, about the dialogue you've had with fans sort of speaking to you guys, following you on socials, getting involved. It shows there's an appetite for this, doesn't it? It shows that fans aren't just... Yeah. We can get a bad rap, United fans, and people can say we're spoiled or we're this, we're that, and the other. But there's a lot of fans out there that you know, all fans, we want something to happen, and obviously you're getting that response that shows that people are willing to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you know, it's passionate. You know, that they're all emotional. They all love their football club. You know what I mean? But they're frustrated because where did they put that concern? Where did they put their voice? You know, I'll go back to when we were protesting as 1958. You know, we gave people, we facilitated, you know, we gave people the opportunity to come together and show their concerns for a particular, you know, situation, which was the Glazer ownership, is the Glazer ownership still. So we facilitated that, and you know what? And people used to go to us, oh, you're not changing, you're not doing anything, you're not doing this, you're not doing it. Does it matter? Sometimes people just want the belief, the hope, and the camaraderie that they're there with other like-minded fans, and it's everybody's right to protest. It doesn't matter if the ultimate goal isn't achieved. You know, it's like you've tried, and if you don't try, nothing changes. And that's what, you know, we've always believed that. And that moving into independent fan representation, you know, if we hadn't tried, you know, we can't moan about anything.
Yeah.
You know, we built up a platform, we built up a following. Yeah, it's not where it needs to be able to, what we feel, implement the changes that we can do, or we feel we can do. But we've got to start somewhere. So, you know, it's a great platform, you know, all the protesting and you know, the conversations we had and relationships we've built. Going back to what you were saying, you know, a lot of the relationships we've built, you know, people, you know, my first game was 1984, you know, I bumped into people that I've never seen before. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you're speaking to them and you listen to their concerns, you think, wow, that's just, you know, it's unbelievable. But then you start building that as a bit of a community. Then you're still talking to these people, and you grow and you grow and you grow. And you know, why can't we just do it throughout the whole fan base? Why can't we just make that grow? You know, it is very divisive, the fan base. It is very divisive. But you know, I believe that every Man United fan loves Man United. Do you know what I mean? And wants the best and wants to be successful. We want to be a great club. And, you know, especially for match-going fans as well, we want that, you know, that community feeling, you know, of being around the club and, you know, a little bit of a nod to what it used to be. But then again, you know, we've got to look forward as well, because it's all about the next generation as well. It's about the kids coming through and how they're represented and how they support Manchester United. So there's, you know, we need to bring that together, and there's just got to be a better way of doing it, and we're going to give it a go. And you know what? We think it'll work, but it'll only work, like our protests, if people get involved.
Yeah, definitely. Where did you hope to see this sort of leading to in a few years' time, or however long time? What do you think would be the sort of the ideal scenario here? Would it just be a sort of continued dialogue with the club where fans can use this as a way to sort of implement ideas? What's the sort of, I wouldn't say the end goal, because I don't think there is an end. I think you know, it's obviously almost like an organic thing.
Yeah, it's clear, transparent. So there's a clear path for fans.
Yeah.
As in, there is a contact page on our website with a representative of who specialises in whatever area it is of your concern, and that will get passed over to the club and it will be communicated to the club. We will get an answer and we'll come back with that and we'll make it apparent to everybody. Right. So, you know, again, it goes back down to this silence is so dangerous. When, you know, getting nothing, people will just come up with an answer. If they're not given, and whether it's an answer they want or not, you know, sometimes just getting an answer, whether it's a no, yes, but an answer is better than silence. And that's, for me, it's just that whole transparent process of our fans. It's a tool to communicate with the football club, which I don't believe, or we don't believe, currently exists. So, you know, and that's for myself personally, that is what, you know, is an end goal for me, or like you said, there's no end to it, but it's a path that everybody can go down and just say, do you know what? Yeah, I'm sick of that, pissed off with it, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
There's a form, submit it, and you know that you're going to get a response, whether you like the response or not. So therefore, you're being listened to, and it's kind of, you know, it's human politeness sometimes, isn't it? You know, we're a Man United. Yes, we're a football club. Yes, we're a business, but it's run by fans. You know, everything that turns over in a football club is fan related, and without fans, as Sir Matt Busby said, you know, it's nothing.
No,
it's absolutely nothing, and we just don't feel that fans are listened to, and it's as simple as that.
I know, no matter what you say and what we do, there's always going to be cynics. There's always going to be people, you know, you've been doing this now long enough to know there'll be people watching and going, is there any point? Is it a waste of time? Why don't, you know, if I want to speak to the club, I'll just email them. What would you say to people that are cynical? What would you say to people that are, you know, doubting whether this is going to work or whether it's worth doing?
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
They can do what they want. But, you know, if you feel passionate about, you know, what this club is, and not just about what it is now, what it's going to look like in the future, you know, there's some very emotive subjects and conversations going on at the moment, very much around the stadium and things like that. You know, if you don't have your opinion on that, then don't moan with what you get. Do you know what I mean? What you end up with. You know, people can have their own opinions. You know, if you want to feel that you're joining a group of people that are like-minded, and you want to build something where your voice is going to be heard at some point, then get involved.
You said that, and you've mentioned it as well, your voice being heard, the sort of the democratic part of this.
Yeah.
Because I know as well, I don't mean to be cynical, I know what people say who might be sceptical is like, am I going to get a chance to get involved? Am I going to get a chance to be recruited or whatever? But you talk about that, and now this is going to be something that people are going to vote on, and people can
anybody that they
choose.
Yeah, the application for roles and the roles, it's all on the website. It's all self-explanatory, and then you just there's a little box where you effectively sell yourself. You know what it is you're passionate about, what you want to get out of it, etc., etc. I said, you know, then we will shortlist it to the best of, you know, our capabilities. Is, look, we think that these three are probably the best suited for that role, and then it'll go out to the, you know, with 67,000 members.
Yeah. So
through Claimback United, and they'll vote for that.
It might be 5. Sorry, it might be 5. You know, it might be 10. Hopefully, it's 10, you know, whatever. But so I might need to remind people that we have our database, which is our Claimback database, which was to bring fans together, Cincy Gold and members, international fans that all subscribe. We send a newsletter out to these people. We do surveys through that. You know, we're up to just, I think we're about 67,000 on that now. Yeah. In the top right-hand corner of the FC 58 website, you can subscribe to that. You can get involved that way. And what we'll do is people will decide who that representative is by voting through that CB58 claim-back website. So it'll be voted to by fans.
Do you still have the protest element? Do you still have that goal? Is that still there?
Of course it is.
There's still the glaze is still there. People are going to be looking at it going, is there still that desire and that willingness and that sort of ambition or drive to hopefully see them go?
Goal. That was our goal at the very beginning. That was the goal for us as young people, stood with Must and Duncan, you know, nearly 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? That was our goal then, you know. But then we were part of that, you know, that belief that these people could do something. And you know, if you lose belief, what have you got? You know what I mean? What have you got in life if you lose belief? You know, if you believe strongly enough, why not do it? You know. So I was in that crowd back then, and now we've come to the fore. We tried to do it ourselves, and that'll always be something that will keep going and going and going. You know, the 1958 is still there. You know, this is you know, Fan Coalition 58. You know, we've got something else on the boil in the background as well that we'll probably talk to you about, something else. So this is growing. You know, this is only one part of the 1958. The 1958 is still there.
And long may it continue. Lads, it's been great chatting to you. As I said earlier, there's a link in the description. Go and check it out. Get involved. Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you think. Obviously, there's an opportunity there for you to have a voice, whether you go to the matches or not. You can get your voice heard, and hopefully you can continue that dialogue you've had with the club and, you know, be listened to. Stay Chris, been great chatting to you. Thanks for coming on the channel. I've been Jay. This has been a chat with the 58, FC 58. Thanks for watching.